Hi, and welcome to the Basics of Go. I'm Zach, 17Q,
And I'm Joey.
and today we'll be learning the basics of Go. Now, Go is an ancient strategy game, and back in the ancient times, monks would use it to clear their minds and meditate, whereas young generals would use it to learn about the strategies of war. Now, unlike most strategy games, Go is played using stones, which are then played on intersecting lines. You can't move them, but you can play more in an attempt to capture your opponent's stones and gain more territory for yourself. With that in mind, let's learn how to play Go. Alright, now that we've learned the basics of the game, let's try capturing a stone. Here, try and capture this stone.
Capturing your stone, huh? I think I got it like this.
No, actually what you want to do is, you want to try and surround the stone with others of your stone.
Surrounding the stone. Let's see. There's two ways I could do it. Couldn't I just put it on the diagonals?
No. What you want to do is, you want to surround it on each of the lines that come from the original.
Okay. So it appears that your piece is being locked into place.
Exactly. So now that you've completely surrounded my stone, it gets captured. So you take it off the board.
Okay.
So now that piece surrounded by black stones is territory. So the idea is to have more territory than your opponent by the end of the game. So let's say that this is my territory. What you do is, at the end of the game, you take the stones that you've captured and use it to plug up your opponent's territory. Exactly. So now that my territory has been plugged up, I have 0 points, whereas you still have 1 point.
Okay, so it minuses your points then?
Yeah. So now that we've learned about the capturing and territory, let's learn about some basic patterns you'll encounter. Try and escape from this.
My pieces are trying to run away.
Yeah. But my pieces aren't going to let you go so easily.
It appears that it's just repeating itself.
Exactly.
Oh no, I appear that I'm going to be trapped.
Yeah. That's the problem with this. The ladder is a way to capture your opponent's stones by pushing them out onto the end of the board and then killing them. So, let's try it a different way. Here, try to escape this time.
It seems like I got more position on the board, so.
Yeah. This probably will help later on.
Looks like my friend had backup this time.
Yeah, this time it did. So now that you've go ahead. Now that you've played that stone, I'm in a worse position. So even if I try to capture your stones, you have a significant advantage.
I think it's my turn to strike back.
Yeah. So now I don't really have a lot of options. I have to try and protect my own stones. Unfortunately, that leaves me open.
Right here.
Yeah. So now you've captured one of my stones and put me on the defensive. Now that we've learned one of the more common patterns, let's try playing a game.
Okay.
Alright, before we start the game, let's start off with a good opening move. So, where do you think would be a good opening move?
I think a good opening move would be somewhere spread out on the board. So I have placement on the board and free roam.
That's not bad, but a better move would be to play around here near a corner. That way you'd be cordoning off a corner for yourself and just protecting the area. Here is also a good move at the 3-4. It's a little more protected, grouped together, but it's also more easily attacked because the closer you get to the edge, the easier it is to capture. See, you only need to surround it on 3 sides here to kill it.
So this would count like a free dead piece?
Yeah, pretty much. And the closer you get to the corner, the easier it is to kill. Because it's surrounded on 2 sides, it's already dead.
So basically you don't go in the corner at all.
Exactly. So with that in mind, let's move on to handicaps. Now, I'm 17Q and Joey's a beginner, so I'm going to give him a maximum handicap of
9 stones, but I can give less.
You start off with black playing more pieces at the beginning in standardized places. For example, to start off, they'll play 2 stones right here. If you go with 3 stones, 1 is added here. And 4 will take off this corner. Now each area is going to be cut off into a small area of territory, so the stone just sort of says, this is mine.
Okay. So for the things you do, the corners.
Mhm.
So I've noticed that you placed pieces opposite to each other.
Yeah, basically if you're playing a guy who's pretty close to the same level as yours, you want to take them opposite, because this is just, it takes a little bit of the territory for them, but it leaves it far enough away so that they're not getting a tremendous advantage.
Okay. Well, it still seems like they each have, like for the beginning player, they each have a quarter of the board.
Well, yeah, more or less. And then as you add, it becomes a little bit bigger. So this will take not exactly half, but a good chunk of the board for them if they're 3. And 4, it leaves pretty much the center to attack back, which really cuts down their options. At 5, it takes the center of the board, which cuts down their options even further. For 6, it takes the side, thus meaning that you can take control of either side and they have to strike back from the middle.
They'd pretty much be stuck pushing inward out.
Yeah, exactly. And then with 7, it cuts it down even more by taking the center again. At 8, you've taken all of the outside corners and you have to push in from the middle. And 9, the board is yours essentially, and they have to fight tooth and nail to take it back.
So I could have a handicap of 1.
Well, 1 would just be a first move. In an even game where the players are more or less similar, one player will play black. That is actually one thing that's different about this game than most, is black goes first. Now, in this game, going first is a pretty significant advantage. So white will be given 5.5 points to compensate.
Okay, so it seems like you can't tie the game up.
Exactly. There's no way to get a half point in Go except for the Komi. So with that, there can never be a tie between 2 people of even standing.
Alright, so now that we've gone over handicaps, let's play a game.
Okay, now that we've played a game, let's talk about the rankings. As I've said earlier on in the video, I'm 17Q, and Joey, as a beginner, is at the lowest level, 30Q.
Now, as you play, your score will go down until you hit 1Q, which is near professional level. Once you feel you're ready, you can try and take the pro exam in either Japan, China, Korea, or any other country where Go is much more popular than it is here. It costs around $300 to enter, and it'll take about a month. Hundreds of people will enter, and unfortunately only 3 will pass and become a pro. Once you become a pro, though, you attain the rank of 1 Dan, which is the first level of pro. You can challenge other pros that possess titles, and if you win, you will attain the title, and you will also get a cash prize.
It seems like you only get limited shots.
Yeah. You can take the pro exam as many times as you want, but it only happens once a year, and you can't take it again after you turn 32.
Why is that?
I don't know. I guess it's mostly because if you aren't able to reach the level of pro when you're young, you're not going to be able to catch up by the time you get older.
Okay.
So if you want to learn more, then you can either watch Hikaru no Go, which comes as either anime DVDs or manga, or you can check out your local library or the internet.
And even you
Can
become a champion.